Folks, AJ the CEO here, and we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and just honestly show you what I normally do when I do out a full build for a ministry. This is Epworth, which I will tag them. I took y'all with me when we did the Epworth kind of on-site, and I did the design of showing what we're actually going to do with that. So we got all of the parts in, minus the cable of how we're going to connect to their audio. I'm gonna have to figure that out when we get there. It can only be about 3 different options, so not that big of a situation. But I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what I do in actually setting up everything, so I can first verify that everything works, and then also just show you, what you could do if you have any questions. And I have a link down below to everything, and I'm actually just cleaning the table off. I just finished building their custom PC, so I have some parts left over here that I need to clean up. But I want to walk through with y'all everything, so that way I am documenting that I know that everything is working, and kind of just show you how I prepare for the training that I'm going to be doing with them. So, like I said, I'm going to reference the video, but what we have is pretty much the Makos camera that we reviewed. That's what we're going to be using as a static camera in the back to hide when the motion is happening. We have an AVCAN's 30X PTZ that's going to be able to cover the distance because of the depth of the sanctuary. We also are going to be adding 2 brand new Unify light access points that are the Wi-Fi 6 or whatever it's called, which I didn't realize on Unify's site you can only order 2, so I've actually used up the depth of how many I can actually order, the amount of how many I can order, but that's what's going to go there. Also, the brand new Unify 8-port PoE light switch is going to be happening with that. And I have an old discontinued but still working fine, a Unify cloud key that's going to be the bridge of controlling that stuff. It's already been set up, hasn't been set up any differently than how I've done those before. And then what else we got here? We also are using an ATEM Mini Extreme. We also have a SanDisk 1 terabyte, the exact same type that I use for recording. A 32-inch screen TV that's going to be for the multi-view, that's going to be mounted on the wall. And like I said, a custom PC. So I want to set up everything and just let you see how everything works and walk you through. So I'm going to set this up for a time lapse, because there's no reason for y'all to watch every single thing that I do, because almost everything is already set up. But I'm just going to walk you through everything and y'all can see it working right there. So let's start the time lapse. Alright folks, so let's go through everything here. Let me turn this around. And again, pardon my mess. I literally just came in from church and I haven't cleaned up anything. Alright, so we have our 32-inch screen as our multi-view, as you can see. We have our PTZ, the 30X here. We have the Makos static camera right there that is going into a converter to go from SDI and then to HDMI, and that's what's connected to the ATEM Mini Extreme. We have the computer output that's outputting right now Worship Presenter by Worship Extreme. And I changed the multi-view out to just to show those. We have our media players down there. We have the hard drive status, our streaming status, and our audio status, and our program preview. The ATEM Mini Extreme, that also, this is the custom PC that we built for them that is running Presenter right now in the background, but we have the software up, and the software is mainly just up to do any high level stuff like our DSKs if we'd happen to use more than DSK2, because DSK1 is right here. We do have this already set up to do lower thirds by pointing to the computer. We're going to teach how to do that. We have our output that we can record to the SSD, which is right there. We have our live streaming right here that we would put our streaming key in whatever platform, but right now they're not using that. They are using Zoom, which reminds me, I need to bring that up here. And I don't have any way to log into it right now, but we are connected over a USB cable, so that's how that would show up with our audio. We're already set to line in. We just had to have our connections in here. And yeah, so this is the screen that they'll be able to see this, but again, this is going to be the multi-view that's mounted on the wall right beside where this TV is going to be. I mean, the computer monitor is going to be. There's the AVCANS 30X that is connected over RS-232. We have a 75-foot Visca cable, so we're able to connect directly here. Now, I didn't have an extra Ethernet cable, but this is going to be PoE, how this is connected, so when we turn everything off, everything goes off, but it's just plugged in right now with power. Typical joystick here, like I said. We have our cloud key here that is controlling this. I only hooked up one of the access points because there's no need in having both of them here, but that's connected over to the PoE switch right now. That's powering everything. Yeah, so it's a mess in my apartment, but this is what we're gonna have set up, and it shows everything is working. I could do a test live stream on it, but I mean, we're pretty straightforward because it's connected to my stuff right now. The real test is going to be connecting to their system, which I actually tested their internet when I was up there, and it works fine. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this kind of like rough end. I always put my stuff together like this just to make sure everything is working, and then I do this again when I'm on site before I start mounting everything, so that way I know and everybody else can see that it's working. We mount everything, test it again, make sure everything is working, cut it off about maybe 4 or 5 times, cut it back on, make sure everything is working, and then we go from there. So while I'm here, it looks like a bunch of Windows updates are going, so I'm gonna let those run for right now. But that's about it. Link is gonna be in the description for everything that I'm using. Also, right now, they are not feeding any TVs throughout the building right now. So we still have the HDMI out for the Extreme. So in the future, we could just run an HDMI to SDI converter and then run SDI throughout the building to wherever it needs to be for the TVs. Because right now, I don't think any of the TVs are wired for HD at all. I think it's similar to at Union Grove, where everything is kind of like an SD connection, so the wires would need to change. The other thing we're going to be doing is running internet from downstairs up to the media booth, and then running the cables from that switch to each one of the access points is going to be on flanking either side of the sanctuary. So link is in the description for everything that we're going to be using on this install. And of course, you know, I'm going to bring y'all with me when we do it. I'm setting aside 2 days to get this done. We're not hanging any TVs or anything. We're just mounting 2 cameras, 2 access points, and fishing cable through pre-made holes that are already there. We just gotta, again, make it nice and neat and accessible to get upstairs and then test. So I have 2 days, 1 day to mainly probably install and another day to train, and that's about it. So like I said, link is down below for everything we're gonna be using on this install. And again, I'm going to be taking y'all with me when we do it. So if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ, and we will see y'all on the next video. And again, thank y'all for the birthday wishes, because it's my birthday! All right, folks, we'll talk to y'all later.